I grew up spinning through loops and chasing rings in Sonic the Hedgehog, and even now, nothing hits quite like that rush of speed and momentum. Over the years, tons of developers and fans have taken that core Sonic energy and built their own wild, creative games around it. Some inspired by the classics, others remixing the idea with totally fresh twists. In this video, let's discuss 18 Sonic clone games that are worth playing. And if you're a Sonic fan like me, drop your favorite Sonic game in the comments. Rocky Rodent. Rocky Rodent always feels like that odd SNES platformer you probably saw once in a rental shop and never forgot. Released in 1993 on the Super Nintendo by Irem, it stars a trash-loving rodent who gets roped into rescuing a restaurant's owner's kidnapped daughter after messing with mob money. The hook is his hair. You swap between crazy hairstyles that work like weapons, shields, and even grappling hooks, letting you stab enemies, bounce higher, or swing from ceilings. Levels are big and full of alternate routes, mixing bursts of speed with tight, tricky platforming and some pretty unforgiving difficulty. If you enjoy learning layouts, mastering momentum, and digging into weird mascot experiments, Rocky Rodent is a fun, slightly rough gem for retro fans.
Someone is about to steal the Kingdom Stone and I have to stop them.
The Kingdom Stone? That's impossible.
The man that wants your Kingdom Stone isn't from around here either. He calls himself Lord Brevin.
Freedom Planet. When I want something that truly gets the feel of classic Sonic but still does its own thing, I fire up Freedom Planet. This 2014 indie platformer from Galaxy Trail lets you play as Lilac, Carol, or Milla, three animal heroes trying to stop an alien warlord on the planet Avalis. It blends high-speed loops and ramps with brawling-style combat, so you're not just jumping on enemies, you're kicking, spinning, and using flashy abilities. Each character changes the pace. Lilac is all about speed and air dashes, Carol brings bikes and wall rides, and Milla is more technical and defensive. Add in colorful pixel art, anime-style cutscenes, and a surprisingly emotional story, and it really stands out. Zool. Zool is one of those games that instantly screams early 90s extreme mascot energy. Released in 1992 by Gremlin Graphics for the Amiga and later consoles, it throws you into the role of a ninja from the nth dimension, crash landing on wild, themed worlds. Instead of a blue hedgehog, you've got a super fast ninja tearing up Candylands, toy stages, and music-themed levels, grabbing sweets, power-ups, and blasting enemies. The stages are loud, colorful, and slightly chaotic, with lots of platforms and directions to move in, so it feels more like a sugary arcade rush than a pure speedrun. Back then, people loved its pace and visuals, even if today some players see it as a bit generic. Bubsy and Claws encounters for the furred kind. I think everyone in the retro scene has at least heard of Bubsy, even if it's mostly from jokes. Released in 1993 by Accolade for SNES, Genesis, and PC, this game was heavily pushed as a next big mascot to rival Sonic and Mario. You play as Bubsy the Bobcat, sprinting and gliding through big, open stages to stop the alien woolies from stealing Earth's yarn. The level design leans into vertical exploration and hidden secrets more than clean, straight speed. It looks great for the time, with colorful graphics and lots of personality. Plus, Bubsy constantly cracks one-liners. The downside is floaty controls, surprise deaths, and tough level design that can feel unfair. Aero the Acro-Bat. Aero the Acro-Bat always stood out to me because it doesn't just copy Sonic, it leans into a full circus theme. Released in 1993 for SNES and Genesis by Iguana Entertainment and Sunsoft, it follows Aero, a bat acrobat trying to save his circus from the evil clown Edgar Ector. Instead of just racing to an exit, most levels give you specific goals. Jump through flaming hoops, hit switches, ride coasters, and only then unlock the way out. Aero attacks with limited star shots and a diagonal drill dive, so combat feels a bit risky and skill-based. The game is colorful but also slightly dark and challenging, with lots of spikes and tight jumps. If you like objective-based platformers with a tougher edge and a cool carnival vibe, Aero is absolutely worth revisiting. Spark the Electric Jester. This one feels like a fan's dream project that grew into something really polished. Released in 2017 by solo developer Felipe Dainluz, Thepard Games, on PC and later consoles, it stars Spark, a jester robot fighting through techno-filled stages after losing his job to a copycat robot. The gameplay leans hard into speed and momentum, running down slopes, bouncing off springs, wall jumping, and dashing through enemies. But there's also a strong combat layer, with melee combos, charged shots, and different forms that change your moveset and look, almost like picking classes. Levels support both quick runs and thorough exploration, so you can play stylishly or methodically. If you want that Sonic rush with extra depth and room to experiment, Spark is a fantastic ride.
Started so simply. I had just finished my usual morning routine of nude funkercise, fired up the Barcalounger, grabbed a quick bite to eat, and prepared to watch some serious...
Gex. Honestly, Gex is pure 90s TV energy in game form, and that's exactly why it still feels memorable. Launched in 1994 on the 3DO and later on PlayStation, Saturn, and PC, it stars Gex, a sarcastic gecko sucked into the TV world by the villain Rez. Instead of focusing on raw Sonic-style speed, the game leans into exploration, climbing walls, tail-whipping enemies, and poking around themed channels like horror, cartoons, and sci-fi. The levels are packed with secrets and collectibles, encouraging you to take your time rather than just rush. Gex never stops talking, dropping constant pop culture jokes, which some people love and others find annoying, but it gives the game a strong identity. James Pond 2, Codename RoboCod. Now, James Pond 2 is where things get wonderfully strange. In this 1991 platformer for Amiga, Mega Drive, Genesis, SNES, and more, our secret agent Fish gets a robotic suit and is sent to stop the evil Dr. Maybe from ruining Santa's workshop. The gameplay isn't about raw speed. Instead, you stretch Pond's robotic body vertically to climb, wrap around platforms, and reach hidden areas, almost like a living grappling hook. Levels are toy-themed, packed with enemies, traps, and loads of presents to collect. The controls feel a bit floaty by today's standards, but the creativity of the stretchy suit mechanic and the Christmas aesthetic make it stand out. Fans remember it fondly as a clever, quirky alternative to the usual Sonic-style rush, especially if you like exploring every corner of the stage. Kid Chaos. Kid Chaos is one of those games that really shows how badly some studios wanted their own Sonic. Released in 1994 for the Amiga, it stars a cave boy yanked from prehistoric times into a futuristic world, wielding a club instead of spin dashes. The interesting part is that Kid's movement feels weighty and grounded, with high, sprawling levels full of ramps, enemies, and collectibles, but with less focus on constant high speed. You get a mix of tight jumps, hidden passages, and plenty of trial and error platforming. Visually, it's colorful and detailed, leaning into that Western cartoon style rather than cute animals. While it never became a mascot legend, Amiga fans still see it as a solid, challenging platformer. Wiz and Liz. Wiz and Liz goes in a totally different direction from most Sonic clones, and that's why I love mentioning it. Released in 1993 for Amiga and Mega Drive Genesis, it's a super fast, timer-driven platformer where you play as wizards racing around compact stages to rescue cute wabbits. Instead of traditional enemies and boss fights, the challenge comes from speed. Grab letters, form words, and manage a strict time limit while bouncing around looping levels. The controls are extremely responsive, letting you zip back and forth in seconds. It feels like a mix of platformer and arcade score chaser. The bright visuals, silly humor, and fantastic music keep it from feeling stressful. Fans praise it as one of the most unique takes on Sonic-style momentum, perfect if you like pure movement and time attack gameplay. High Seas Havoc. It was released in 1994 for the Sega Mega Drive/Genesis. It stars Havoc, an anthropomorphic pirate seal on a quest to protect a mysterious gem and rescue a kidnapped friend. The game borrows the idea of slopes, springs, and fast downhill sections, but the pacing is a bit slower and more platform-focused. You attack with basic jumps and slides while navigating seaside towns, ships, and underwater areas, all with bright, detailed pixel art. It's not as flashy as Sonic, yet it has a charming Saturday morning cartoon vibe to it. Most players find it short and a little derivative, but retro fans still appreciate its tight controls and polished presentation. If you want a cozy, ocean-themed platformer with a slight Sonic flavor, this one's a nice hidden pick.
You're not so awesome!
Now I can really jump!
Awesome Possum kicks Dr. Machino's butt! Awesome Possum is that echo platformer everyone remembers from its loud voice clips and "I'm better than Sonic" attitude. Released in 1993 for the Sega Genesis/Mega Drive, it stars a talking possum fighting the evil Dr. Machino's pollution-spewing robots. Instead of pure speed, the game mixes moderate platforming with quiz questions about environmental issues between levels. You run, jump, and spin through forests, junkyards, and factories while collecting recyclables and freeing animals. Technically, it tries to ride the Sonic wave with loops and slopes, but the controls feel stiffer and the level design more basic. Players at the time were mixed. Some liked the message, others found it preachy and clunky. Still, as a curious relic of early 90s educational mascots, it's fascinating. Zero the Kamikaze Squirrel. Zero the Kamikaze Squirrel is where Aero the Acro-Bat's edgy rival steals the spotlight. Released in 1994 for SNES and Genesis, this spin-off puts you in control of Zero, a ninja-like squirrel trying to stop an evil lumberjack from destroying his homeland. Gameplay-wise, it leans into acrobatics and precision rather than pure speed. You dive, glide, throw shurikens, and use mid-air spins to chain movement and attacks. Levels mix vertical climbing, tight platforming, and vehicle segments like jet ski rides, which keep it from ever feeling repetitive. The art is darker and more detailed than many mascot games, with moody forests and mechanical bases. Opinions are mixed on its difficulty spikes and slightly stiff controls, but many retro fans see it as a stylish, underrated platformer. Socket. Socket is also known as Time Dominator. It is one of the most blatant Sonic-style experiments on the Genesis, and that makes it really interesting to revisit. Released in 1993, it stars a robotic duck plugged into time-traveling stages, each themed around different eras. On the surface, you get loops, springs, and high-speed segments, but the twist is the energy meter. Your power constantly drains, so you must grab electric outlets to keep going. That adds a risk-reward layer to rushing versus exploring. Levels are split into 3 acts: speed, maze, and challenge, so each zone deliberately shifts how you play instead of just repeating the same gimmick. Critics and players often call it competent, but unoriginal, yet its time theme and energy mechanic give it a unique identity. Pulseman. Pulseman was released in 1994 for the Sega Mega Drive in Japan, and later on services like Wii Virtual Console. It was developed by Game Freak before Pokemon. You play as Pulseman, a boy born from a human-AI merger fighting cybercrime across both real and digital worlds. The core mechanic is electricity. You build up charge by running, then release it in powerful dash attacks that bounce off walls, letting you ricochet through stages. Levels blend cityscapes and abstract cyberspace with bright, flashy visuals and a killer soundtrack. The movement has a learning curve, but once it clicks, chaining electric dashes feels incredibly satisfying. Retro fans praise its originality and stylish presentation. If you want a deeper, more technical Sonic-like experience, Pulseman absolutely delivers. Ristar. Ristar is often called the other Sonic Team masterpiece, and it really earns that praise. Released in 1995 for the Sega Mega Drive/Genesis and Game Gear by Sonic Team, it swaps speed for stretchy, grab-based platforming. You play as a living star with extendable arms, grabbing enemies and headbutting them, or latching onto poles and ladders to swing and climb. Levels are cleverly designed around this mechanic, with rotating platforms, climbing sections, and puzzle-like navigation instead of just blasting forward. The art and animation are gorgeous, packed with little character touches and expressive enemies. Because it arrived late in the 16-bit era, it didn't get the same spotlight, but many players now see it as one of Sega's best. Jazz Jackrabbit. Jazz Jackrabbit was basically the PC crowd's answer to Sonic, and it nailed that fast mascot feeling surprisingly well. Released in 1994 by Epic Mega Games, it stars Jazz, a green rabbit racing across planets to rescue Princess Eva from Devon's shell. The gameplay is all about high-speed side-scrolling, but instead of just jumping on enemies, you blast them with different guns, blasters, flamethrowers, and more. Levels are large and curvy, with secret areas and alternate paths, and the scrolling is super smooth for its time. The techno soundtrack and colorful VGA graphics give it that loud 90s PC vibe. Shareware episodes helped it spread widely, and many players still remember it as a childhood favorite. If you grew up on DOS or love fast shooters with platforming, Jazz Jackrabbit still holds up nicely. Mr. Nutz. Mr. Nutz is one of those mascot platformers that looks cute on the box, but actually offers a pretty solid challenge. First released in 1992 on the Amiga and later hitting SNES, Mega Drive/Genesis, and other systems, it stars a red squirrel journeying through bright, cartoony worlds to stop an evil Yeti. The gameplay focuses on tight, slower-paced platforming with tail whip attacks, bouncing on enemies, and careful jumping across tricky layouts. Levels range from lush forests to candylands and icy zones, all drawn with detailed, colorful pixel art that really pops. Controls are responsive, though difficulty can spike with enemy placement and hidden traps. While it never became a huge franchise, many retro fans appreciate its polish and cozy vibe. And that's a wrap on 18 mind-blowing Sonic clone games that all bring their own spin to that classic speed and platforming fun. From retro gems to modern indie hits, there's a ton here for anyone who loves blazing through vibrant levels and pulling off crazy moves. Which of these surprised you the most? Or did we miss one you think should have made the list? Let me know in the comments. Can't wait to read your picks. Thanks for watching, everyone, and I'll see you in the next one.